Good morning, everybody. It's a Tuesday morning, and I've just finished my morning exercise. I've done 12.11 kilometers, and that's equivalent to 13,282 steps, and I have lost 716 calories. So I'm doing pretty well. It was a bit tiring today, but yeah, we've done it. So yesterday I left you. We were at the Tokyo International Center doing the Japanese language courses. Japanese, that's Nihongo. Um, and I want to take you back to before I left. So in 1991, March 2nd, we had our third child. Um and in 1992, October 10th, October 2nd, we had our fourth son. So by the time I was leaving for Japan, my wife stayed behind with a 4-year-old, 1.5-year-old, and a 2 months old baby. So here she was having to survive on my salary, which after deductions was coming to about 3,000 shillings. And the housing was 1,500 shillings. So meaning that she had just about 1,500 shillings left. But when we arrived in Japan, the following day, we reported to the admin office, and the first thing they did was to ask us for our passport. The next time I saw my passport was a day before my departure from Japan. Essentially, they're making sure that you're going nowhere. And then we went for orientation. After the orientation, we were asked to do a health check. It was mandatory at that time before you left for Japan to do an HIV test, which we did in Kemri. But on arriving there, we were asked to give a stool sample, urine sample, and so the doctor took me through a questionnaire, and then he also requested to take my blood for malaria test. After he took my blood, he said, "Can I also do an HIV test?" I still believe until today that he should have asked that question before taking my blood, because whether you said yes or no, they're going to do it. And how do I know? Because everybody was talking about it. And when you went to class after that for your language classes, or the other students who are going to their universities, you came in the evening and went to the front office to get your key to your room. And everybody was looking forward to a small yellow envelope, which had your medical examination results. And these came back after about a week. So you quickly took your envelope, you don't open it, you went to your room, you locked yourself in your room, and then you opened it. A lot of it was in Japanese, but you are looking for just one test, HIV. So I looked for that. It was negative. I looked at my overall medical score. I had gotten an A. They said I was in excellent health, and they prayed that I would keep my health in an excellent condition during my stay in Japan. Now, after some time, there was a computer in the lobby which was used by students, several computers. And one day I went there, and I was just browsing whatever I was doing, and I saw a spreadsheet with students' medical results, including HIV. Meaning there was no confidentiality at all. Everybody knew everybody's results. But what was interesting was that you went to class, one day you came back, and one of your colleagues wasn't there. And on asking, you say, hey, where's so-and-so? Oh, he went back to Kenya. Oh, he went back to Zambia. He went back to Philippines. He went back to whatever. One or two of our Kenyan colleagues were sent back home. So we later on realized from that spreadsheet that they were HIV positive. And remember, this is the early 90s. There are no ARVs, meaning that you're being sent back to die. So that's how it was anyway. So we continued with our Japanese classes, and also exploring Tokyo, going to Shinjuku, which is the CBD of Tokyo, going to Shibuya, going to the Meiji Castle King's Palace, and touring a lot of places, and also buying stuff. Then on Fridays, there used to be parties, and the people who had the best parties were the Central Americans, the Mexicans, the Jamaicans, the Puerto Ricans, Guatemalans, all those people from Central America and the Caribbean. They had great parties. People just go together, everybody bought their own drinks and just go down. And you find people sitting in groups, so the Kenyans would sit in their group, usually with the Tanzanians and a few Ugandans who were there. And there was this particular time, there was this lady called Mbongi. She was South African. She was sitting with the South African group in the next table. So one of our colleagues, our Kenyan colleagues, had friended her and invited her over to our table. She joined our table, and people are just having fun, harmless fun. It's a Friday night, and then one big South African guy humbled over. He was drunk, and he didn't even greet anybody on our table. He just asked Mbongi, what are you doing here? She said, oh, I'm having fun with these Kenyan people. And he asked her, are you mixing with them, or are they mixing with you? If you're mixing with them, then you should be here. If they're mixing with you, they need to come to our table. Get up. So she had to get up and go back to their table. Anyway, those are the kind of things that we experienced there. So essentially, that was the beginning of life in Japan. After the 2 months, I think it was 2 months, I went to Gifu, and I stayed at the Gifu International Student Center, where I had colleagues from India, from Zambia, Ghana, United States, and a few other places that I cannot remember, but and China. And there was a common TV, and the Chinese students used to dominate this TV. We didn't have TVs in our rooms, so the Chinese students would just monopolize that TV. People used to sit in that students' common room because it had free heating, and you only went back to your room to sleep. Remember, this is the middle of winter, and we had to pay for our electricity, we had to pay for our water, and we had to pay for our gas using coins. There was a metered a coin meter, and you inserted coins, and you got enough gas to cook or enough heat in your room. So you quickly moved from taking your supper in the kitchen, went to the common room, warmed yourself up, and went to sleep. That was life in Japan. And Yoroshiku Onegai Smash, meaning that see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.